Now we come to a permanent 100% effective solution, which may well be applicable if you're somebody who uses the telephone a lot to keep in touch with friends and family. And for this you'll need a computer, you'll need a broadband internet connection, and either a headset or a microphone and speakers. You'll also need to pay some money for subscriptions, but this solution is cheaper than the British Telecom solutions, which don't work. And step number 1, your landline telephone number, which is almost certainly in the hands of the enemy already. If the debt collectors don't have it, then other forms of nuisance caller will. Needs to be seen as a throwaway. Give it out to any jerk who demands a contact telephone number, and everybody does these days. So I think it's an important step to have this landline number as a throwaway. And then the second step is to pull the plug out of the wall, or better still is to get a telephone where the ringer can be turned off. Now some of these cheap handsets are less than £10, and you shouldn't need to replace them very often. So do this, because you can then still call out using the landline. You can still call out if you have a telephone with the ringer switched off, or you can replace the plug to make outgoing calls. And anyone calling in can leave a message which can be retrieved by calling 1571. This is true of British Telecom lines and cable lines. Now once you've put this second step into operation, you have totally neutralised the ability of the debt collection agency to harass you by telephone. They are simply unable to do this. And as a side benefit, you've got rid of all the other cranks at the same time. You can never be disturbed. The third step is to download the Skype software onto your computer. Now the initial software is free, and in many cases it may even be enough for your needs. If you're someone who only has a limited number of friends or family that you talk to, the Skype software may be enough, because you can get them to have the Skype software on their computer, and then you can talk to each other for free, even if they live on the other side of the world. I've spoken to people in America and in Australia over Skype totally for free. And if that's your situation, then you have no further expenses, and you cannot be disturbed by cranks and idiots. You can make phone calls which last as long as you like, and you'll never be charged a penny. Assuming that you're not in this situation and that you do want to call landlines, you can sign up for a subscription, and if most of your calls are within the UK, the subscription need only cost just over £2 a month at current prices. And don't forget, you can still use the landline telephone to make outgoing calls, so if you want to make calls which are outside the UK, you can still use it for that. With this you can call out to the UK at no extra charge, and you can receive calls on your Skype in number. Again, you'll need to pay something to get this Skype in number, but it allows people to make telephone calls to you without actually being on a computer, without actually having the Skype software. So if you have relatives or friends who have just an ordinary landline telephone number, again, you're opening yourself up to conversations with them. Step number 4 is to set your Skype in number so that it can only receive calls from your contacts, and this gives you total control over your incoming calls. Again, crank, goodbye. Nuisance caller, goodbye. If you want to, you can set your chat messages to be open to anyone. This allows any Skype user to be able to contact you, and if you want to go to voice, you can then add them to your contact list. And this is what I've done. Anyone on Skype can contact me by the messaging, but only a select number of contacts can use voice. and obviously if someone wants to go to voice, I can just add them to that list. So this puts you in total control of who can and who can't engage you in telephone conversation. It is a total 100% effective method for dealing with debt collection agency threat thugs. And it's worth just mentioning here that there is another solution which is very expensive. It's £100 or more. It's called the True Call, and again it's something you can find out about on the forum that you're now going to be referred to. This is part 4 of a series. Part 5 is called Debt Collection Agencies First Contact. For help and information on all debt and consumer issues, visit www.consumeractiongroup.co.uk. Now you're strongly advised to do this. This group, it's a forum, it's a free to join interactive forum where you can get help with any consumer issue, and you can get this on an ongoing basis. At any time you can make posts on the forum, and knowledgeable people who've been in your situation before will come and answer those posts, and you will get the advice and the help you need. It's a free resource and it's open to anybody. You can sign up for an account. Once it's approved, which will be very quick, you can just log on and make a post. Make a post about your situation, detail your situation, don't give enough away to allow you to be identified, don't give exact amounts of money for example, and don't sign up using your real name. But you will get help. The forum is very active, it's manned, there's always somebody posting on there, so post and get the help you need. And you can also get more information at www.scabhunter.org.